it's all very well to kind of continue to create things that will grow your sport, and that's really important to the future of the business, but don't ignore the people that have been with you for a really long time. We're not just necessarily taking, what's being created in the US and putting it on a network in the UK. We're actually thinking about it in a way that says, what do our audience in the UK want to watch? And what is going to make someone become a new fan? And I think for me, local relevance is really important. I think, example of that is having international and UK players playing in the league. We've got, Christian Wade having converted from rugby recently and is now playing for the Buffalo Bills. You've got F.A. Obata, who has, just this incredible story of his journey right through to play for the Carolina Panthers. And, obviously he was able to play for in front of the Tottenham crowd here in London in 2019. And so just having those players and those stories enables us to create content that will resonate with the UK audience. The best initiative I'd say is probably the launch of the Sky Channel, like hands down. I think, it was a huge commitment from Sky, but also a big moment for us as a sport in the UK. I mean, being able to have our own channel, 24/7 on Sky throughout the season is just a huge moment for us as we've kind of grown as a sport. But it was great to be able to work with them on bringing the channel to life as well. So one of the things that we did was for the kickoff of the season and the launch of the channel, we created an initiative called NFL 32 Virtual Live. And basically what we did was lined up virtual interviews with players, coaches, alumni, NFL network talent, and team personnel, reporters, just from every single team in the league. And we gave fans that insider's look into what it is like preparing for a season ahead and in a COVID environment. And we had basically a 6-hour live broadcast that went live with people just coming in and out via like the Zoom style format that, meant people could kind of really see and get under the helmet of what was happening over in the US. I think the nice thing about the NFL is we are a sport and entertainment platform. So there are, if you're not necessarily naturally straight into the sport, we bring a lot of people in through the kind of social and entertainment side of what we do. And so for us, particularly in the UK, a lot of our initiatives are kind of one or the other. So a lot of the focus is about how do we grow a new audience and what initiatives are we pushing out to the audience to capture their attention. Like I truly believe that you really need to do something great in order to get people's attention, and then you need to give them a reason or some kind of an emotional connection with them to then be able to almost get their time. We're competing against a lot of other things, not just sports, but, also everything else going on in people's lives. And so you need to give them a reason to care, and then you get them into the sport and they start to give you more and more of their time. And hopefully the product speaks for itself after that, once they start to consuming. And if you're giving them the right content based on their level of knowledge or based on, why they've come into the sport, they should naturally start to then hopefully engage themselves within the sport, start to search for more content, and then go on to become bigger fans. And then, to your other point, I think the other side of what we do and focus on is how do we deepen the engagement with our current audience. So we know we've got, a huge amount of avid fans already in the UK, but, we can always continue to deepen their engagement with the sport and, make them, more avid than they already are. And so we do work on kind of key initiatives that keep them engaged throughout the season. I would say it's all very well to kind of continue to create things that will grow your sport, and that's really important to the future of the business, but don't ignore the people that have been with you for a really long time, and make sure that you are continuing to deepen that engagement with them. Because I think sometimes it can be one or the other, but it shouldn't be one or the other. It should be, both individual groups are just as important as each other.